Welcome. It's amazing to have you all here. This is just terrific. Welcome to the formal dedication of Yasui Hall. What an amazing, amazing event and opportunity. My name is Michael Griffel, and I have the opportunity to serve as the Associate Vice President of Student Services and Enrollment Management and the Director of University Housing at U of O. We wanted to welcome the 50 or so members of the Yasui family and friends and supporters. Those of you who are in that group, if you'd, stand up or raise your hand so we can acknowledge you. Woo-hoo! And there are also many members of the Yasui family who are joining us by stream. So welcome to you all. We hear your cheers too. So thank you all for being here. Also, certainly welcome to students, faculty, staff, folks who were involved in the construction project itself, community members. This really is an incredibly special time for our community. Unfortunately, President Schultz isn't able to attend the ceremony. He was looking forward to celebrating you and disappointed he can't be here. However, he was grateful that he was able to meet with the family at lunch and to do a dedication there. So I'm glad he was able to do that. Again, this is a really, really special event. Many, many, many decades in the making, 6 or 7, maybe even 8. Regarding the namesake of the building, conceptualizing the building itself, the one right over there, that is part of the Hamilton and Walton Transformation Project. That was the formal name of the project. It was probably conceptualized about a decade ago or so, not quite as long as the namesake was in the making. That Residence Hall, the Hamilton-Walton Transformation Project, of which Yasui is one of the important components, really does represent a significant investment in the future of student housing here at U of O, aiming to create vibrant, sustainable, and inclusive campus communities in the buildings, outside the buildings, in the beautiful courtyard spaces, and in all the adjacent areas. While all 3 buildings were certainly designed to enhance student learning, community, and a sense of belonging for everybody who is part of them, and they were designed to be really contemporary facilities, Yasui Hall in particular was especially designed to meet the needs of upper division students. In fact, it was a bit of a risk. We weren't sure if we designed an apartment-style community right in the center of campus, where more traditional residence halls had been and are, if it would work, and if upper division students wanted to be there in that kind of a facility. It turns out they do, a lot. There's long waiting lists to get into Yasui Hall. It's incredibly popular. It's worked really, really well, and it has created a bit of an anchor for upper division students who bring their leadership, their energy, and some continuity to this part of campus. So it's turned out to be really, really special. Certainly, the building itself, we'll go over there right after this part of the program to look at the display honoring the Yasui family name. But my favorite part from the exterior is the lantern over the portal section, the 4 stories above the ground floor. It's really beautiful and can be seen. And sometimes I think it creates this special place. You walk through it and you see this other part of campus and walk that way and see the courtyard facing the new residence hall. It's really, really beautiful. I wish there were more time to talk about the building itself, but after the program, I'd be happy to talk to any of you who want to talk for a long time about the building and different components about it. I did want to thank the people that were involved. There are literally thousands of people involved in making the building possible. So while we're going to spend a lot of time talking about Yasui, I wanted to take just a couple minutes to thank the people who actually built and designed and made the building possible. from the very beginning to decide to do a residence hall transformation project. Do people remember Hamilton and Walton? How many people remember Hamilton and Walton campus? They were really important buildings. They held this area for a very, very long time. They created special communities. And they were tired. They had done their work. And the opportunity to transform this part of campus was really needed and really important. And as the final phase will progress at the end of the summer, and we'll move on to Hamilton, yielding to a brand new green space where the opposite of where the Humpy Lumpy once was, that project will be complete, and it really will have transformed this part of campus. So some of the big thinkers that allowed it to happen were Dr. Roger Thompson, went from us thinking maybe a little more modestly to thinking on a very grand scale. Jamie Moffett, the vice president, the president of the university, the board of trustees were really, really strong champions to allow the project to move forward. Deeply grateful. So many people involved. George Bleekman, the owner's representative, and Mike Harwood, the vice president for CPFM, Campus Planning and Facilities Management, allowed the project to really happen in ways that we didn't know it could happen on time and on budget. Which was terrific. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And again, so many people involved. So I will try really hard to recognize in big groups the people who were involved. Certainly the Board of Trustees, the Office of the President, Office of the Provost, Jamie Moffett's area, the Senior Vice President for Finance and Administration, Campus Planning and Facilities Management. So many people, hundreds of people in that area. Under the Division of Undergraduate Education and Student Success, UO Libraries, the Alumni Association, the School of Law, Division of Equity and Inclusion, Safety and Risk Services, the Office of Enrollment Management, Office of Enrollment Management, and the Office of Student Services and Enrollment Management. University Housing, anybody here from University Housing? If you could raise your hand or wave. University Housing folks did an amazing job. And our consultants, builders, contractors, architects, Malum and RBA, Rao Brokaw and Associates. If we could recognize the architects. They did an amazing job. And Fortis Construction, if we could recognize Fortis Construction. Incredible job. And then dozens and dozens of subcontractors on the design team and on the contracting team. There's a board over here between the refreshments and the large drum that has a list of the folks that we would like to thank. So again, super grateful for all of you who made this facility possible. And the ceremony and the naming in particular, there was a naming committee that considered 250 different names and recommendations and suggestions to come to recognize the Yasui family name was very special. Anna Schmidt-McKenzie and Dr. Kevin Hatfield chaired that committee, and Dr. Hatfield has done an extraordinary job in making this event possible and making the entire naming process possible and working with the family. So, huge recognition for Kevin. The display that we will see honoring the Yasui family is in the building, and that was designed by the same person who designed many of the things for this program. Colin Miller deserves tremendous recognition. And finally, a huge thank you to Carlin Schreck from the Office of the President for this program, and to our catering and facilities team for making the event possible. So, thank you all. And now it's my honor to ask Georgia Barris, who is an excellent student leader and has served this whole year on the Residence Hall Association Director as the Director of Public Relations. So, thank you, Georgia.
Thank you so much, Michael Griffel. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Georgia Barris, and I'm currently a junior here at UO, studying educational foundations while minoring in Native American and Indigenous Studies and Digital Humanities. It is such an honor to be able to speak to you all today about Yasui Hall and the wonderful community that's grown here. Living on campus offers unique opportunities, not just being closer to classes, but also enhancing our living experiences with the vibrant campus atmosphere. Plus, let's be honest, rolling out of bed and making it to class in 5 minutes is a skill worth mastering. I remember when I was a freshman and first set foot on campus, Yasui Hall was still under construction. When I heard that it was going to be the first non-first-year residence hall, I was really excited for that new option. The idea of an apartment-style residence hall really stood out to me compared to the other residence halls. I mean, who wouldn't want a kitchen to attempt, and sometimes fail, at cooking real meals? Living in Yasui Hall has been an amazing experience. It's great to live with other non-first-year students. The halls are quiet, which is perfect for those late-night study sessions or Netflix marathons, no judgment here. And having a kitchen and a larger bed has positively impacted my residential experience at UO. I hope you all enjoy your time here today and get to talk to other Yasui residents. And now it is my privilege to introduce Miko Brown, granddaughter of Michi Yasui.
Good afternoon, everybody. Words cannot express how honored and grateful the Yasuis are to have a residence named after our family. The first 4 Yasui children who graduated from the University of Oregon, Min, Michi, Shu, and Yuka, were instilled with a love of learning and education by their parents. It's a love that they, in turn, passed down to their children and every generation that has followed. Michi, whom I'm named after, was my grandmother, and I spent a lot of time at her and my grandpa Toshio's house growing up, starting from the time that I was a toddler. My mom was in dental school, so my grandma and grandpa played a big role in my upbringing, including my education. That's a memory that sticks out to me. All of the time that Grandma Michi spent reading to me and teaching me how to write and to spell. My mom was in dental school, and I remember she picked me up one day after I was at Grandma Michi's. And when we got home, there was this moment where she realized I knew how to read. And she said, "How did that happen?" Well, it was Grandma Michi. That's what happened. She was always focusing on education and teaching her grandchildren its value. And not just the value to the individual, but the value that it could bring to an entire community and beyond. Look no further than her brother Min to demonstrate this principle. As I'm sure you all know, Min was the first Japanese American to graduate from the University of Oregon Law School. And he used that education to benefit an entire country. I remember reading Min's US Supreme Court case when I was in law school. I was in awe of what he stood for, what he sacrificed, and most importantly, for his ability to have faith and remain hopeful despite the incarceration camps, despite the Japanese curfew laws, and despite the hatred and racism towards Japanese Americans who had done nothing wrong. I try to imagine what it must have felt like for Min to be arrested and thrown into solitary confinement for doing nothing other than trying to uphold his country's constitution. Or for Michi to be told that she couldn't participate in her graduation ceremony and receive her diploma because of the Japanese curfew laws. Or for Shu, who had to evacuate the University of Oregon and relocate to Colorado after he was told that Japanese Americans would be incarcerated and forced to leave. Or for a young Yuka to be incarcerated by her very own government and later have to leave her mother in order to pursue her education. Any one of these events could have easily caused the Yasui children and their parents to retreat into sadness and anger or want to give up on their country. But not the Yasuis. If there's one dominant memory I have of Min, Michi, Shu, and Yuka. It's their unwavering love of Oregon, this country, and their steadfast belief that the United States will ultimately live up to its potential. There will be setbacks and roadblocks for sure, and there will be dark times that test our faith and resolve. But at the end of the day, the Yasuis never, ever stopped believing that good and justice would prevail, because this is America. When I asked my teenage son, Brennan, an incredible young man who aspires to follow in Min's footsteps, what the theme of my remarks here should be, he said courage, love, and optimism. Not what I was expecting from a young teenager in today's world. We're living in a time where we see universities, businesses, and individuals compromising their values for an easier path forward, and where citizens, feeling disillusioned and defeated, stop engaging in civic life or move to a different country altogether. These actions are understandable. Fear, after all, is contagious. But courage and solidarity are what we need now, because they are essential for change and a better future. As Min once famously said, we are born into this world for a purpose, to make it a better place for our having been there. The University of Oregon and its leaders who are bringing us here today are living Min's truth. Rather than laying low or hiding in the shadows, the university is embracing courage, love, and optimism, and inspiring the next generation of college students, like my son Brennan and my daughter Berkeley, who's also here today, to stay true to their North Star and to always, always believe in a better future. So on behalf of Min, Michi, Shu, Yuka, and the entire Yasui family, I want to thank the university from the bottom of my heart. While they aren't here in person, I can feel them here in spirit. And I can hear my grandmother Michi singing one of her favorite songs. I want to go back to Oregon, my dear old college town. Back to the Race McKenzie view, back to some of the friends I knew. I want to go back to Oregon, my dear old college town. I want to go back. I've got to go back to Oregon. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone, we are Akiru Taiko. We are the University of Oregon's collegiate taiko group. Taiko is a Japanese style of drumming that has existed for hundreds of years and has a really strong tie both to Japanese identity as well as Japanese American identity and the diaspora following the internment in World War II. Today we'll be playing a few pieces for you. Our first one will be Korekara. It was written by Michelle Fuji and Walter Clark as a gift to the taiko community. After that, it will be Utsu Hachijo, which is a piece composed by Za Honde Koza, which is a Japanese group. And after that will be Marubaton, an original Ahiru Taiko piece written by our members, Makea and Max. Thank you very much. We have some earplugs. If you would like them, please raise your hand. If you would. Over here. We don't want anyone to have ringing eardrums. Just stay.
Wow. We're in good hands. Nico, thank you so much for your beautiful words. I was right. I thought I might tear up and feel a little bit in deep appreciation. Now, please help in a moment. Well, help yourself to refreshments. We're going to go over to Yasui Hall and look at the display. And then we're very fortunate, folks from the old library who are involved in the digital display art and the digital archives for the exhibit that we think will live on in the digital world for a very long time, honoring the Yasui family. We'll be doing demonstrations on how to access those resources. So please help yourself to refreshments. We'll go over to the building, look at the display, and be able to walk around a little bit. Thank you all so much. Really appreciate it.